for a while. Good evening, class. May I show your face, please? Each and Ryan's and Howray. Are you all there? Hi, Ryan. Thanks. Howray. And Ichan. Why don't you just on it on the video, okay? On your camera. So it should be okay. Ichan. Yeah, just on it. Yeah, just on it. Okay, guys. All right, thank you so much. Howray, you can on your camera, please. You're on the camera easier. All right, Ken. Well, I don't see Colabella. Okay, Ryan, thanks for your camera. Ichan and Howray. So today, I think the three of you, I think, excuse me. I think the set 4 students, maybe they are not around at this point of time. Okay. So thanks for your camera, that you're on your camera. Thank you so much. Okay, give me a minute now. This mic is like, Oh, I cannot minimize the Zoom recording, so too bad. Okay, I think Howray and Ryan, they are both set 3, right? Yeah, correct. And each and you're set 4 or set 3? I can't remember. Set 3? Set 4? Set 4. Okay. All right then. Well, let's go through the homework here. Then what I want to teach today, we're still going to complete the last part of Stalin. And this month will be mostly all on Stalin. Then next month, we're going to start on Hitler. And then followed by later how Hitler went to war and the defeat of Germany. Okay, so let me show. So, okay, that's right. This is the one. Okay. Okay, please on your camera. Ichan, okay, don't mind, it's okay, you're on your camera. Okay, today's lessons, we'll talk about so much of the study, what he has done. Okay, we'll continue from where it is, this part here. All right. The social impact. Oh gosh, I haven't opened up the file. Give me a minute, guys. I will open up the file for your. Okay, this will be somewhere. Is it here? Okay, while waiting for me, can you all refer to your SPQ questions? Read the source A, B, and C. I hope that is with you all, beside you. Okay, so yep, can you all please take a look at the source-based questions? All right, Ken? I think this is halfway through the, what do you call this, holiday mood. So everyone is like, oh, it's so tiring, all these things. Okay, never mind. We can get over with it. So let me see. Okay, that's the one here, correcto. Okay, I'm going to bring up to here. Give me a minute. I'm coming back to the social impact of what Stalin has been doing. Then we'll finally finish up the whole of the political, economical, and social impact of what Stalin has done for USSR. Okay, right. So here we are. States control of society living in fear, impact on various. Okay, this is the one we're talking about here, right? Hope I'm right. The day we start here, right? Let me see. Yes, we have done this. We talk about the Stalin purge of hundreds of engineers, how many people die and things like that. Then he's very close to Lenin. Okay, so now we got to talk about social impact. So I remember I told you all right about whether it's political or economical or social impact that caused the rise of Stalin. So this is the last part. So later you guys can analyze, is it through his leadership? Is it through the economic reason of industrialization and collectivizations? Or is it through this fear, living in fear, that people fear him, therefore he's the leader? Or is it because other reason that made him to rise to power. Okay. Now, understanding the government has increased control of everyday life, social lives. So whether you are the kulaks or whether you are the farmers or you're the workers or you're a supporter of Stalin or anti-Stalin, okay, every day your life is really very scary because you see, not only that, the standard of living fall and the Great Famine in 1932 due to the lack of the proper food, okay, lack of consumer goods. Remember, they produce lousy goods, they control it, and they want to do something like what they call these industrial goods to make industrial goods for maybe for military use, or even make goods to sell to overseas to earn incomes to be more profitable and therefore improve their own internal the communist standard of living instead of the people. 就是他不管, okay? So a Russian exiles report in 1948. That is after the World War II. Okay, then this guy out of Russia at any time of the day or night, official may enter your dwelling to measure the space you occupy. If it's more than 3 square meters, someone will probably be provided lodging with you. So you see, so if you have more space, they don't care whether it's your house or not, they will just throw it in to it. So make full use of it. So of course it's very cramped. You don't like to have this type of things, but no choice. At that time, this is our dear friend here standing here, okay, guarding your every space. Okay, so living in fear. So take note, they may have questions asked about whether is it living in fear or other factors. So living in fear, when the factory have a breakdown, they would say, comrades, there is a sabotage and treachery. They will look for someone who has a blemish on his record and call him an enemy. They will put him in prison and beat him up until he confessed that he had done it. So very sad, huh? So when the machine breakdown, it's not because the machine breakdown because it's overworked, okay, up to more than what do you call, use up a lot of the whole entire machines, the tear and wear, but they blame it on someone who sabotaged the machines than rather than the machine itself at fault. Why? Very simple. They want to show Stalin that they are very hardworking. They want to continue working. But because of this continued working, somebody broke down, cannot work, so he sabotaged. They cannot complain that because the machine break down. So they will not listen to that. I believe somehow before that, somebody has said the machine broke down, and that was not a good reason. So therefore, they have to use someone as a scapegoat. So living in fear is like every second in USSR at that time. So it's not a very good sign for that, okay? So social impact on various social groups. So how it works. So some of them benefit, some don't benefit. Okay, impact on minorities, nationalities, loss of autonomy. That means you can see this part here. Now, of course, they are now independents. Okay, before that, all these countries, wow, is this so big, no? Russia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, and Belarus. So these are all belongs to Russia. But after World War, I think after the fall of communism, all these countries becomes independents on their own. Okay, so before that, USSR was one party state with power in the hands, and you see, control such a big piece of land. Wow. But as you know that on top, this part here is really quite useless. It's ice coast, Siberia. Okay, but of course, it's very rich in fossil fuel. If some of you are geography students, you know what I mean, okay? All right. So let's give a while. Ray Chen just join in. Hi, Ray Chen. Okay, we are at the impact on the minorities, nationality, why they lost autonomy, power. Hello, Ray Chen. Okay, so we continue. You don't miss much, okay, Ray Chen. Just a quick one. We're just talking about social impact. Okay, then we talk about how the state control due to standard of living, Great Famine. So take note of the Great Famine in the year 1932, lack of consumer goods, they spend more goods on manufacturing products. Okay. I just realized Stalin hand like to put here. Okay, it reminds me of Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon also like to do this gesture, right? So let's move on. Creating the new Soviet, that's this one, the Stakov movement. Now USSR, please use the word purge. In your SPQ, you can say kill, you can say destroy, murder, but I think the purge is more stronger in the sense of using here. The purge intellectuals, the privileged class, religious leader, and artists to move the country. The artist might be singer, dancer, or really has artists and those artists, but this is not the artist as per se. There's different types, like acting, to move the country towards a more egalitarian society with egalitarian values, meaning it's very one ideas, one particular core value that you must adapt to. Okay, can I use the word right now? Adapt and adopt to this particular new Soviet movement. That is to create a new Soviet man, an ideal Soviet citizen who was proud of being part of the modern industrial society and was willing to serve the state selflessly and enthusiastically. Okay, I'm not sure you know that, guys. You know about this Singa? Thumbs up. You know what is Singa? The courtesy campaign, the Malayan. Okay, maybe you're still too young. My time, they show this Singa is like a courtesy campaign. So they want to have these figures on that to show that. Yes, is it the lion? Yes, it's the Malayan, correct. Okay, so they just want to show that courtesy campaign. Okay, so they will show some, I don't know why Singapore like to use Malayan, because it's the kind of a mascot. So like Russian, they will have their own mascot and use the kind of figure to portray and project that kind of beautiful, what they call image of the country. Which country? We are not talking about Pokemon here. We are talking about mascot to show. Okay, so yep, that's how it works. Right. So if you can just on your video, your camera, because I feel very weird now talking to no face. So I don't know how you feel, how you feel about this. Okay, so the short movements is that the states upheld the achievement of supposedly ordinary people such as factory workers. So you see, they only give credits to this group of people, because this group of people are the working class, to help, to motivate, to manage, and to kind of manipulate the people mindset to fall in love with this communism ideas. So you see, as is their industrial target, and we'll call this, wow, it's like a role model. Okay, like this guy, like a role model. Okay, to show someone. It's just like in the school, you got this how should I say, in when you go in before the general office, you have this box say top 10, the top student in the year, that's called 10 A1s, that kind of stuff, top student in this category, or the vice president counselor of which year, the ex-principal of the school, and things like that. Okay, so this is actually one is a kind of propaganda in a social way. The society need this kind of people to motivate. Very simple. Before I start this tuition online, I was watching, my mom was watching on the TV, showing that three old men sitting down waiting for a vaccine. Okay, Indian, Chinese, and Malay. So it shows the multi-cultures of Singapore. And then they flashback about their old childhood time. They go to kampong to catch fish, and how they go through the BCG vaccinations and all these things. So this is a kind of propaganda message, a kind of advertisement to show that, in the past, we already take into precautions to take care of our health of BCG vaccination. Guys, when you are baby that time, the first thing you born, I think the first 2 days, you will have a BCG injections at your buttock or at your left arm. Okay, so this is to show that people are pro to it, support the idea of vaccinations, just like this guy, are supportive to industrializations. Okay, so what is the sum of the benefit for women? Yeah, one thing I like about this communism is that they really show things like, should I say, very pro, not anti women's. Okay, so you see, it legalized divorce and abortion so that women could have more control of their own life. Okay, I mean, of course, I don't support abortions. Okay, divorce in certain way, yes, because maybe their husband are abusive, drug addict, or hao ci lan zuo, don't want to have a proper EKE, a living, so they have the rights to divorce them and live their own lives. That's something I find it, this part of the communism's ideology is pretty acceptable. Okay, so okay, but then later they say have more control, but abortion was made illegal in 1936 to protect motherhood and childhood, which is true, which is I agree, right? You see, So women were encouraged to enter the workforce. You see, last time before that now, guys, take note now, before these communisms, Nazisms, militarism, fascisms, is about imperialism. So it's about the emperor, the king, okay, that they will not look at women as a very important role to play. They find that woman is just only to work at home, take care of the kids, wash clothes, cook, things like that. And women should not go to school, that kind of concept. But after this, communism and other ideology find that women and men should be on an equal footing. So you see, learning history is not a bad thing. You're able to understand that this is how it works. This is how you see yourself, that it moves progressively. When you see the society progress, everyone should be on the equal footage. As you know, later, some of you will set forth to know Hitler killed those the handicapped or those people who are not good at it. They just don't give a damn to these people and they kill them. Okay. Hi, Xing Chen. Okay. Hello, Xing Chen.
Hello.
Hi, hello. It just means a bit of the studying social reasons why people fear him, why people so-called respect him, so-called people take him as a fatherly figure. So let's come back to this. You see, why is women must have a stake, have a power to make a contribution. Just like our president is Halima Yacob, a lady. The German chancellor is a lady. And now the American vice president of Joe Biden is also a lady, Kamala. Okay, and someone she's from India, right? Her heritage, tradition, values are all from half Indians. So you see, studying history is really help to improve the quality of the life of people, not to go backwards, just like slavery. And now you realize slavery is that the Amor, the whites took the blacks to be slave. But guess what? You realize now all the sport now, majorities are the blacks who take on the center stage of fame. Basketball, American football, track and field. What else? Boxing. Okay, and a couple of games. You think you realize that except swimming. I just realized swimming's not really for them. Okay, so yeah, you see, this is the picture it shows. It's very propaganda to show that they're very productive. Okay, and it shows that compulsory schooling, which is good, which is, I think this is something that children should need a proper excuse me, a proper education. Okay, at least 9 to 10 or 15 years. Okay, so you don't worry about this COSOMO, okay, Communist Union of Youth. Okay, so you just know that there's compulsory school, which is, this is a good side, gentlemen. This is a good side of the social impact of Stalin's policy to adopt and to adapt. Xing Chen, take note, which I mentioned just now in written. They have to adapt to a new structures, because before that it was Nicholas the Tsar who was controlling all the whole Russia. Then later Lenin. So when Stalin took over, he wanted to adopt a new type of format. It's just like you go to a company. If the company is run by the father, this is how the father used the method of running a business. When the father retired, the son took over. He has a different mentality and approach to get on to certain things, right? Okay, so increase of literacy. So you can tell, you see why these literacies and education is very important, because this group of peoples will be able to go ahead and do industrializations, to be able to have a higher levels of, from a C grade, you improve the B grade and the A grade. Okay, that day I was watching TikTok about this guy, how he started AK-47. Okay, it's like a movie, I think, or is it Facebook, to show the process. So in any subject, guys, take note, it's about so then how. So this is compulsory schooling. Then what is the benefit of having this student to have this educations? How the results show you, see, it's good to have literacy improved. Now, this also fall back now, gentlemen. when Mr. Lee Kuan Yew took over Singapore in 1965, okay, majority of them is really botache. That means never go to school, illiterate. So how do you make this workforce? So this is a group of people here who is really mostly uneducated. Then how can I transform Singapore to be today what we are? And how can we have these things? Therefore, compulsory education is good. Okay, so you can see this is way before Mr. Lee Kuan Yew time. So guys, literacy is important. If later we have time, I will go through a very important slide with you all. One of you remind me, it's called the ABC grade. Okay, if we have time, okay. So let's have a final overall assessment of studying. Oh wow, we're ending soon. So how do you think he fared as a ruler? Did his policy have more positive or negative consequences? So Uncle Raymond, start first. If you all want to, please, you can unmute your mic and say or type it out. I'm okay with it. Well, to me, I think as a ruler, as a founder, not founder, as a can I use the word dictator? Okay, as a ruler himself, I think he has done a fair bit of good job. Can I use the 3E to ensure that USSR has somehow improved gradually? Can I use the SSD? The USSR has slowly, surely, and definitely his what they call this, the economy has improved, and not everyone suffer under his leadership. Let's be fair. Definitely there will be people who support him, and I guess majority supported him. That's why he's able to rule for so many years. Whether he rule with an iron fist or rule with a lot of spy, rule with fear, there's no doubt today, not today, sorry, at that time, Russia is, USSR is getting stronger. And that is one of the reasons why Germany was not able to conquer or attack or annex USSR so easily, based on its tank like T-34 tank, the AK-47s, rifle and things like that. Okay, I'm not sure really AK-47 is during the World War II. I really forgot, so sorry about it. Okay, and nevertheless, okay, this is their technology. And I think if you say 1 to 10, I will say he will be within 7.5, which is to me is a grade as a ruler. But of course, he killed a lot of people. Let's be honest, I'm not sure you agree. Oh yeah, you guys never studied the history of China, right? Unless you all have some interest in history of China. During the Cultural Revolutions, okay, Mao Zedong and his wife also killed a lot of people. Does that make Mao Zedong, Mao Zedong, a bad leader? But a lot of people, including my grandfather, also love him so much. But I would prefer Deng Xiaoping more than Mao Zedong, which I find that Deng Xiaoping, even though he's a communist, okay. Okay, so it's 1949. Thanks, Xingchen. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Okay, so I always confuse the AK-47. Yeah, because of this, thanks, Xingchen. That's why I think they use it during the Korean War. Okay, they use it in the Korean War, and then later on with Cuban Missile Crisis, and of course we talk about the Vietnam War lah. Okay, that one is confirmed. That one they use the AK-47, and then during the Iran-Iraq War also AK-47. Okay, and then the Kuwait, Iraq and Kuwaiti War also AK-47. Thanks for helping me to clear my doubts. So like Deng Xiaoping opened up China to be more modernized. So I would say for Stalin is, I would say about 7.5 in my opinion. Okay, did his policy have more positive and negative? I would say as a history teacher and an ex-history student and study on that, I would say more positive in the sense that because his ultimate aim, of course, he wants to be the dictator and the ruler of USSR, but at the same time, he has kind of helped USSR to modernize. But because he can do that, he did that because his predecessors like Lenin and maybe his competitor Trotsky has more or less laid some foundations for him already. So say lay some ground. So he might be a bit easier to carry out his policy because he saw the his predecessor like Lenin has, or even Nicholas the Tsar. So he has some idea how to manage a big country like USSR. So I would say positively, yes, he did, but at a very high expense and sacrifice of his fellow countrymen. There is a saying, 如果要做大事，要有很大的牺牲。I don't know how you all want to agree to these statements. True and not true, but in the true sense that I take from Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, in order to make Singapore to be modernized, you have to clear a lot of land, swampy land, clear a lot of kampong and build houses again. So initially, people don't like the idea to stay in HDB flat. Initially, people also don't like the idea of CPF. I'm not sure your social study teacher will tell you that also. Okay, not every policy Mr. Lee Kuan Yew makes in the past, people like it. Okay, like the two-child policy, or they ask educated women should give birth more because the government spend more money on them, things like that. But the way he come from is actually please help to increase the birth rate and things like that. But you see, I mean, his policy is not say bad, but people just don't appreciate it. You see, like CPF, people start to say that 我吃都不饱还要 donate my money back to my CPF account. But today you see CPF is so wonderful and good, and other countries are thinking to adopt this kind of a CPF concept. So then again, my conclusion is yes, okay, as for Stalin. If not, in my opinion, today, I don't think beside MOE or anybody who want to study the PES, the political, the economical, and the social impact of Stalin, then I'd rather just concentrate on Lenin or somebody else, right? So he must have some accolades and some benefits or something that he had done to achieve his FAME fame. Okay, so let's go around the table. Let's start with maybe since you came late, sorry, Ryan. Just type to me and say, do you agree for these two questions? Yes or no? So Ryan, anyone can just, if you are okay, you can just unmute your mic, say, or you just type and send so I can share with the rest, okay? Anyone? Because I can't see your face, so I cannot tell whether yes, or at least a thumbs up if you agree, or things like that. Anyone, please answer me. Do you agree that Stalin's rule is fair, or he is more positive? Ryan? Howray? Yichen? Ray Chen, eh? Okay, Xing Chen, what do you think? Yes or no? Yes, Ray Chen, do you want to say something? It's okay.
I think this policy has more of a positive impact on the USSR. Because even though the human cost is high, he managed to bring Russia.
It's lagging, sorry. Ray Chen, you're a bit lagging. So you say Stalin got positive impact, okay, even though it's a bit lagging. A bit lagging. So maybe you don't walk and talk at the same time. You just stabilize first. Okay, carry on.
Even though there's a high human cost, policy, he managed to develop Russia to around the same state as well.
Yes,
USA.
Correct. If not, you think USA and UK want to join forces with him? Okay. Any more? Good point.
But his policies.
Yes, I'm listening.
Also had a negative impact. It caused the Cold War after.
Oh, okay. Because this one is talking about during this period of time. But if you are talking further on to the Cold War, I would say his policy would be definitely negative, because for me, I don't like the idea of communism. Okay, I have my choice, but then I got student argue with me. Then China is also communist country, right? So you don't like China, is it, Uncle Raymond? So no, China is a communist country, but it's changed into a bit of capitalism, the modifications. Because like I told you already, I just now at the start of the lesson, I say I appreciate Deng Xiaoping. So he's the one who is far-sighted view to see that China need to transform. It cannot stay on as this cocoon forever. So if you mention steady negative effect on the Cold War, yes, definitely I agree with you. But this one is referring to that particular period of time before 1945. Okay, Rui Chen, you got it? Yeah, Rui Chen, you hear me out? Okay. Yeah. Anything else to add on?
No,
Sorry? No, huh?
no.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your input. Yi Chen say it's negative. Okay. So of course, when you say negative, you can explain further if you want to. Okay, like hold on to Yi Chen's answer. What about how Ray? Do you think it's negative, positive? You can unmute your mic and say. Now it's good, guys, that if you don't feel like typing out, it's good to say that, because at least you are helping yourself to practice your SPQ and SEQ. All right. So typing out would be good, of course. Then, but because check but you type it out, then it's good that like just on what Ray Chen is talking. So at least it's kind of practicing his skills in SPQ. Okay. Yeah. So let's be not wasting time, because I can't see all your face. Your mute it. If there are other classes that which I attend, I attend this SMU class recently, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. My goodness, I have to on my camera except my lunch break and my tea break. Well, I cannot take it. Somehow I got two one big screen and one on my laptop. So because I need to copy notes, then I have to show my face, and sometimes I can't do things like sleeping and things like that. So because attendance is taken, if not, that's it. Okay. So anyway, let's go through. Xing Chen, do you have any input? Yi Chen, thanks. Yi Chen said already. Ryan, can I say out cause I lazy to type? Yeah, of course, of course. It's not lazy, huh? Please, please. It's not about laziness to type. Sorry, guys. I don't think any one of you here is lazy. So don't use the word lazy, huh? You just that you lack of that motivation, you lack that inspiration, you lack the confidence. Okay, if I say lazy, you don't even bother to log in to sit here and listen and participate the lesson. Okay, so a lazy person is a person, to me, Uncle Raymond, is to sit at home, lay down, lie yourself that tomorrow will be a better day, and then do nothing. That's what we call in Chinese 守株待兔. You know what is the saying? So let's go, Yi Chen.
I think that Stalin through is a negative impact.
Yes, please carry on.
This is because the standard of living dropped when Stalin ruled.
Carry on.
There was a shortage of good housing for workers in industrial cities, and people were only allowed to buy basic houses and apartments, and like many people were forced to live in cramped conditions. Workers were also forced to meet ambitious targets under the 5-year plans, which means that workers have to work for long hours and had little resting time.
Okay.
The people of like people's quality of life was affected negatively, as like freedom was restricted, and people cannot live how they want to live their lives. Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. You can mute your mic. Thank you, sir. I will totally agree what you say. Nothing wrong. But think about it. Even they are living in this kind of very dilapidated conditions, 破烂不堪 housing, they still have a roof over their head, right? Even if though it's very crampy. That means Stanley 没有虐待他们太过分, never torture them. Yes, I agree that they do not have enough food, but still, when you say not enough food and die of famine and hunger, which he purposely purged some of the farmer because of the punishment, because they did not surrender their crops to him. So I would say that if it's really bad, that means he won't be so dumb and so stupid. Go and torture and have no food for their workers. At the end of the day, if all these workers were to die without proper food and sanitation, hygiene, all these things, okay, good luck to them. No, not good luck to them. Good luck to Stalin. His fire plan will not be successful. But then again, you see, he got show role model who completed the 5-year plans. Okay, just like very simple. Okay, it's the only thing I agree with you lah. Okay, it's just that they don't have the welfare of the workers lah. So he kind of abusive the worker, kind of ill treat the worker. But you realize that if the workers were sick, definitely there are doctors, standby nurses to take care. Of course, nobody there to fall sick. The moment they fall sick, they might send off away and things like that. But if really the worker is damn sick and fell ill, there's two possibilities. Like one would be sayonara, means gone already. The other one is really go to sick bay. So it all depends on the quality of the worker. If this worker were to fall ill and he's a supervisor or is a main engineering of this particular machines, okay, then it depends, right? He will be maybe treated better. So things like that. So this is on the surface that what we have read, what we have seen, so what we have read from the textbook or some books. Okay, from what I've read, from what I've seen from some movie, maybe movies you cannot take 100% of it. Okay, it's just a pinch of salt. From what I've seen that, okay, if Stalin was to be so bad, today Russia will be considered controlled by other countries already. Okay, so then that fall back to Germany, or like Hitler, like that, the way he do it. But because Hitler is one man's fault issue, he's the one who so-called have to screw up the whole thing to make the whole Germany empire to fall. But Stalin has his iron fist to control, because I will agree to return later on the Cold War with the Iron Curtains, and because of his steadfastness and his kind of determination to have the East Berlin to be taken away by Russia and the East Europe to be taken by Russia. He's not only ambitions, he's that if I were to work under him, and I also have the same patriotism like him to make Russia grow well, I definitely will support his idea. Let's be honest, let's come back to Lee Kuan Yew, okay? In the past, when Lee Kuan Yew took over, there's a lot of opposition party, okay? I mean, a lot of opposition party means that people are against Lee Kuan Yew at that time. Okay, I heard before that, when he was before prime minister or during his prime ministership, now there are people who want to so-called disturb him or want to play punk with him. So of course he got his bodyguard. He want to protect because people don't like his ideologies things. But you see, today what we have is different. So are you those people who are against him? Does it mean that his policy is bad or good? So some people might say you cannot compare Lee Kuan Yew and Stalin or whoever it is. Every leadership has its pros and cons. At the end of the day, it's not like a leader who become a dominator a country and make the citizens suffer a lot. Okay, and I find that one of the reasons that Stalin has so powerful is because of the Red Army, the Bolshevik army, and of course the police and a lot of supporter from the industrial side. They all have the same aim. You see, guys, you have to understand when Stalin took over this dirty job as a leadership, he need to speed up. He need to really speed up his whole process of the first world country, the A grade, from a C grade to A grade. If he didn't speed up at that particular time, I tell you, Germany will seriously go into attack and capture Russia already. And if USSR is not strong enough, USA will really come in already. Okay, and thanks to Xing Chen talking about the AK-47 already. So I was okay. I'm not against you, Ethan. Okay, you have the point there. This is just for discussion. Okay, so without further ado, anyone want to say anything? If you're not saying anything, just show a thumbs up, like at least a thumbs up, so that I can move on. Because I can't see your face, so at least show a courtesy thumbs up. If you're not one, okay, thanks. So Ryan, I don't want to come to you already. Thank you. Yi Chen and Ray Chen, you done already. So 剩下 Xing Chen and Hao Ray. If you don't want to say anything, just thumbs up, okay? Thanks. Hao Ray. Okay, thank you. Xing Chen. Xing Chen, okay? Something wrong with your mic or okay? Can Okay, let's move on. Okay, so you see from here, BBC News voted. Xing Chen, you okay? I move on already. Do you want to say something? No, I move on. Because I can't see your expression so far. Okay, so you see BBC News voted Stalin has the third best Russians before so many people here. Before, no, sorry, Alexander, this guy, and also the second was the prime minister of this person. Sorry, I can't really pronounce the Russian names well, okay? So, yeah. Oh, okay, thanks, Xing. Sorry, okay, thank you. So that, no, so I'm don't if you really he's not good guy, he will not be voted the third, because the first two is different. First one is Alexander Nevsky fought off European invaders in the 13th century. What is like 700 to 800 years ago. Then this one in second place was a reformist prime minister of this guy who was assassinated in 1911. Okay, more than 50 million voted by phone. Okay, so internet, you see. So yes, in a way, so these people might be during his time as well. Okay, let's move on. I say, oh my goodness, so touching. Okay. Okay, so that's end for this whole entire study. And next week, we will go through the study in the different manners. Okay, now, gentlemen, so we're gonna have okay, let's go to this one here. I expect you all to help me to read if you can. So this is just not a 50 marks. So section A is 23 marks, section B is 60 mark. Sorry. I can't pronounce properly recently. I don't know why. I think it's because of loss of my tooth. So there's the pronunciation got issue. Okay, so let me go through this one here. So in answering the question, you should, okay, this one you know already. So 5 marks questions. Okay, guys, do you have this paper with you? I put in the Google Classroom. 有吗？五位老板。If not, I no point talk, then I don't see. I say, oh, Church, I don't have this. Can anyone check with me? Check CHAT. Yuma? Yes. I don't know why I cannot open my check. Have all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Who is that? Rachel, thank you. Hey, why I cannot open my check? I can't open my check. Can somebody check to me? Check me. So I can open the checkbook. Because I can't open, please help me. Okay, so this is a 5 mark, 6 mark, 5 mark, 7 mark. Okay. Now, study source A. What can you conclude about the Soviet people from the source? Explain your answer. So is this a inference or purpose questions? Okay, maybe I will stop here for a while. I want to show for the benefit of Xing Chen. Okay, so let's take note now. This DERL, I think just to recap, is for SEQ. You have to describe your point, explain with example. I know you all got your own methods, but remember, no matter whether your own methods or not, I will sincerely hope that you can add in the therefore, hence, and thus. These 3 magic words to add in, especially at the end of your conclusions. Okay. Then later you talk about has a result, the result in, and then ATQ, answer the question. This is for DERL. Okay, so let's move on to the skill that I call eye syrup. Okay, what is eye syrup? Here, this the one. Okay, now these are all the skills that you need to know for SBQ, for history. And of course, history student got the benefits of the SBQ for social study. Okay, they are more or less sharing the same, in fact, pretty much the same of the skills usage here. Okay, I think all of you will agree that the one that is a bit tougher will be the not comparison, the reliability skill and the usefulness skill, right? These two. Okay, so this one you have to spend about a bit of time, which is about 7 to 8 months. Okay, then test of assertion. I don't find this is very difficult. That means you assert into all the sources to support whether Stalin is a good dictator or good ruler or not. Okay. Then next we move on here, we call the IC-RUT. Okay, I stand for infer. So the 5 marks question, usually you need to do inferring. I got student to tell me, Uncle Raymond, my teacher told me one inference will good enough to have a 5 marks. Then go ahead. For me, it's always 2 inference. Okay, so just in case one of your inference is wrong, you still got a backup. Okay, so you excuse me. So what does source A tells you? Usually when you see a question, what is a 5 marks question? But if there's a why does the cartoonist tell you? It's always called the CMA, okay? Okay, context, message, audience, and outcome, plus the purpose. Why you say that? What is the purpose of showing these pictures to the readers or to the people at that time? Then the comparison, similarity, differences, purpose, and tones. Then content and the provenance, BCTP, which is mean that what is the common criteria? If I have a blue pen and a red pen, what is the common criteria for these 2 pens? What is the similarity for these 2 pens? What is the differences for these 2 pens? So when the question asks you about similarity, of course, advisable is to start with both sources are similar. Please do not put both sources are similar. There will be some teacher, even though social, this is history, sorry. Social studies is locally. So even though they know that source A and C, both sources are similar, even though it's source A and C. Please put that both source A and C are similar. You do not put both sources are similar, because some teacher will be very kind of purposely and say that which source they circle and say which source. Hold on, don't do this. Okay, sorry, I'm talking to my wife. So when you have these 2 sources, you must put both sources D and E are different in terms of this. So you must be very specific. You have to do E and D and E. Must write down. You don't say don't write down. If you don't write down, then they may purposely say which sources. Okay, that is comparison. Then about usefulness. Okay, so we will talk more about that. If you next round we can talk about what is usefulness and reliability. Reliability. So you can say all sources are reliable. No, these sources are reliable, but there is a limit of reliable. You can trust and not to trust. Usefulness is that all sources are useful to you, but maybe source D is not so useful to a certain extent. So therefore, there's a limit of reliability. Okay, so that you must have the purpose and tone. Now, you need not have to know many words. Just remember, the purpose is to mock, to encourage, to be sarcastic, to show the world audience, to create awareness to the public, healthcare, aging, and globalization. So what is the tone? The tone is positive, negative, biased, unbiased, supportive, non-supportive, encouraging, discouraging, harsh. The tone is harsh. Like later we see the source later. Gender, means, fair, optimistic, or pessimistic. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. That is the skills here. All right. So let's go back to the essay. No, not essay. The questions. All right. Let's see this one. That's right. Okay. So this one is definitely a 5 marks, which say that in FIE. So why was this painting drawn? You see the word why. So there is a purpose of it. So what is this purpose? Okay. So what is the message of this DT? Use the source and your knowledge to support 5 marks. So you see, and this is another 5 mark. What? So it's infer. So study source D and E. How different are these sources? Explain your answer, 7 marks. So you talk about the difference. So you say both sources D and E are different in terms of what? What is the common criteria? In terms of mocking Stalin or showing Stalin as a very powerful leader, showing Stalin as a fatherly figure. Okay, 7 marks here. Okay, now, gentlemen, take note. This is a little treat I want to share with you. Whenever you talk about the background informations, I always tell my student to underline 5 keywords. Why 5 keywords? Because it's one, here is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But right, there are 5 because remember, this is not 100%. It should be 25, and then here it's different marks. Okay, this one should be 20 marks, so add out should be 50. So let's go about this one here. So Ryan, will you be able to read to the class, please? Thank you. By 1928. Let me rest for a while, right? Yeah, thanks.
By 1928, Stalin had emerged as the supreme leader of the Soviet Union. He had great plans to consolidate his power and to strengthen the country. To achieve these goals, he introduced collectivization and industrialization programs to modernize a backward economy. All these plans had a great impact on the lives of the Soviet people under his rule.
Thank you. So for the 5 keywords, can you all write somewhere? Okay, I give you 1 minute to think of it. So I will start to choose my 5 keywords. I will underline this. This is very important. These 5 keywords will definitely help you in your source-based question. Okay, so I'll underline supreme is one of them. I'll underline consolidate. I'll underline strengthen. 3 already, right? So I will definitely underline collectivizations and industrializations, these 5 keywords. Of course, if you want to have more, you can add in modernize, okay, and great impact. So up to you. 5 is enough to me. But you want to underline 7 to 8, not too many, okay? Right. Some people will want to underline strengthen. So I give you 1 minute. Then you can type it out and tell me which are the 5 keywords from this background information. Please do not ignore the background information when you're doing your test and your exam, because this background information is very critical and essential for answering all the sources. Because this background information, that's why it's called background information, will tell you all these things here. Okay, will tell you all these things to make up. It's like a summary of the 5 sources. Okay, so 1 minute. I come back to you later. Okay, just please, at least you put the chat inside. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I just did some, I'm helping my little boy to put some ulcer cream. So since I just saw that you don't have the Google Classroom, this what you call the slide, is it? It's inside the Google Classroom. Did they give you the link? If not, it's okay. I can give you a link now. Don't worry. Okay. So you just Google to Google Classroom. Wait, I'm going to do now. Okay, this is a link. Okay, don't worry. I will just go through some of the answer with you all, so at least you get some idea. Because for those set 4 students, you know your prelim is coming around the corner, so you get some idea to do the question. All right. Wait, I lost my I lost my slides. Oh gosh. So how should I go? Oh gosh. Ah, yes. Lucky I got the laptop. Okay, so you have seen the link already, yeah. So don't worry. Never mind, we'll just look at this one first, yeah. Okay, a quick one. Let's go round. Xingchen you'll be doing last, don't worry. Rui Chen, which 5 keywords will you choose? You can type to the chat, then I'll just say it. Or you can say it if you want to. The 5 keywords. The 5 words that from here that you want to choose from the background information.
So, consolidate power,
Power,
collectivization, industrialization,
3 already. 2 more.
strengthen the country,
Strengthen the country. I will take it as 1. 1 more.
great impact on the life of the world.
Okay,
Wow.
thank you. Impact on the life of Soviet. Okay, thank you. How about Hao Rui? Yes, Hao Rui. Will you be kind enough to answer to us? What are your 5 keywords? Yichen, which are your 5 keywords?
Supreme, consolidate, industrialization, collectivization, and economy.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Ryan, which are your 5 keywords? Hi, Ryan, which are your 5 keywords? Yes, Ryan, are you there?
Collectivization, industrialization, uh, economy,
Okay.
uh, modernize,
Sure. It's your keyword. Don't worry. Last one.
and consolidate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Back to you, Xing Chen. Which are your 5 keywords? Yes, Xing Chen. Oh, Harry, thank you. Harry say consolidate, strengthen, modernize, great impact, and collectivizations. Okay. Xing Chen, how about you? Okay, wait for Xing Chen to type. Maybe Xing Chen is typing. Okay, you realize those words that you choose. Thank you, Xing Chen. Consolidate, modernize, great impact, emerge. Oh, okay. Very interesting words. Industrialization. No order, of course. No order. That's right. Well done. You realize all those words. Let's see whether any of the words fall into source A. Okay, a Soviet antidote in 1930s. Okay, this is what, okay, an anecdote is a short, interesting, or amazing story about a real person or situation now. Okay, let me read that. In 19, is there any more? Okay, no more. Okay, I worried sometimes it's overshot. In 1937, a rabbit felt Leningrad and crossed the border into Finland. The officer at the border control asked him why he wished to enter Finland. Because in Russia, they are arresting and killing all the camels. But you are not a camel, you are a rabbit. I know, but how do I prove it? Oh, so this one here, take note, a Soviet of this story in 1930. So should I put a plus to support what it say, or a negative, or a neutral? So neutral, I put like that, okay? So is it a plus, meaning that is it a positive source talking about this modernization strengthening, or is it a backward things? So after reading this story, to me, it's definitely negative. So it's not, it's really that shows that there is no what is my word just now? I underline supreme, right? Okay, and then I choose consolidate, I choose collectivization, industrialization, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what did I choose? I choose impact, right? Okay, so what kind of impact do they have here? It shows that this, okay, before you do your SPQ, all the sources, the best is you write some small notes beside it. This shows sarcasm. Yeah, how do I know? Yeah, I'm not, you see, say in Russia is killing camels, but you're a rabbit, or why you scared? That means 他们不分青红皂白, they don't care regardless of what kind of bloody animal you are. As long as the animal escapes, it's your responsibility because the supreme leader says so. And this will have impact. What is the impact on their life? We call the fears, right? The fear, right? The great fear, right? So this is what I find. Okay, this source is this. Later we'll see how. Okay, this one here. Okay, a Soviet painting showing this bazaar. Bazaar is like Masamalang, night market. In 1934, take note of the year. When you have a prominence in the year, please take note. It's very important. Remember 1932 was a Greek famine, right? Right, you learn from there. So 2 years later, okay, at the forefront, there is a woman carrying, and a woman carrying a basket full of food, a bunch of flowers next to her. Is a store displaying different kind of fruit. So is this a plus, minus, or neutral? So definitely it's a plus, right? How? That's what they say. 百闻不如一见. A picture speaks 1,000 words. Now, guys, take notes, please. Benny, you also have to take note since you're going to watch it on the video. But Benny may have an advantage of this. It's only for history. But for those of you who are doing express student, you know you're doing visual graphic text, right? So visual graphic text will have this kind of visual a picture to show you. Remember, there's a saying, do not cut corners. All the 4 corners are super important in any pictures that you see, visual graphic text or SBQ here in history or SBQ in social study. Okay, like you are just like a detective. You don't look clues at what you've seen the person die right in front of you. You look at the clues at every corners of the house, at any corners that you suspect. You see, excuse me, a suspect will not give you the evidence clue, throw in front. He will do his best to throw somewhere at far away, so that it's like going to a corners that he thinks that people will not suspect and go and search for it. So the 4 corners here, this corners tells you, well, you say, was it Yi Chen? Yi Chen say, 那个屋子不好住, but look at the house here, very nice. Okay, one house. Then I look at this house here, very nice. Okay, you see, very nice one. Very well, there's no dilapidated, means 没有破烂不堪的屋子. Then I look at this corner here. Wow, people carrying these things. Okay, flower. Then I see here, wow, you say shortage of food. No leh, I see a lot of fruits, 很多水果leh. This is the 4 corners to tell you a pictures more or less. Now, anything you see the big circle here is called the center of attraction, COA. Now this excuse me. Excuse me. The center of attractions here will depletes and shows that this is what you see is what you get. Receive it. What you see is what you get. Your eyes exactly what you see. Now tell me, all of you with thumbs up. You see this picture, does it show poverty? People not happy? People is not well fed? People got poor clothing? 没有嘞，很美哦。 right? Wow, people is behind to show some more people, right? Agree now? Let me rest my throat for a while. If you agree, thumbs up. I'm looking at the other laptop. Ray Chen, you agree? Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Howard. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, all agree, huh? So far, all agree, right? Yes, thank you. So that shows that how can you say now you tell me that? How can you tell me that Stanley is torturing and abusing his citizen? Nonsense, you anyhow say what? Not you, I'm not saying each other. He's telling those people, his target audience is not just the USSR citizen. His target audience is to show people that, okay, whatever rumors you say is not true. It's not true. It is true that you see my people are enjoying every single bit of their life to tell the outside world. But no ladies here. Gentlemen, this is a painting, correct or not? A painting, huh? People draw one there. Is it a picture taken by a photograph? Now remember, that time got no Photoshop. The Photoshop is different way of photoshopping, the cutting the pictures. So this picture is drawing, so it doesn't really tells you much. Okay, yes, it is positive based on your contextual knowledge. It is true. Okay, your CK tells you it is true that certain parts of Russia enjoy the fruit of success, the return of investment very well. Everyone has a very good life. Everyone is this. I'm typing. Okay, please write down. Have you seen this word before? Anyone? Earn a living? To earn a living, go and find your dictionary, you understand. It's a super powerful word to use. In Chinese, it's called 为了三餐而生存. Okay? Your parents to earn a living to bring out this family out together. So it's like working hard for it. So you look at this picture here. Everyone is like 丰衣足食，丰衣什么？丰衣足食什么？丰衣足食啊。That means everyone got food, got clothes, got shelter covering. Okay, 国泰平安. Everyone is a peaceful state. How can you tell me it's not? So now remember, every time when you see a picture like this, okay, Benny, use this to cut. Trust me, especially those of you who are doing Express, okay, for your visual graphic text English paper 2, okay, they always have this four corner putting things by StarHub, okay, from www.thewildlife.org. Then this corner is hurry while stock lasts. Okay, then this one will be organized by Singtel's, something like that. Then the center part is there will be a tagline, just do it, Nike, while promotions ends, something like that. Okay, why I know this? Because Uncle Raymond is also helping my brother-in-law doing printings, sales and marketings for name card, rubber stamp, all these things during my free time. And prior to that, I also help them to do all these things. So I also talk to customers how to design all these things. And you don't believe me, guys? Don't take my word. You go and look at your visual graphic text now when you're free during this holiday. You are getting some tips for Uncle Raymond. This is where usually the 5 questions will come up in your visual graphic text, okay? So now you know for SS and history, always the 4 corner is super, very important. All right, Benny, you hear me out, right? Okay, thank you. So this picture itself, some more you realize he purposely draw this lady right in front and purposely show that he dressed nicely, well-fed, flower, fruits, basket full of fruits. And then this little boy, mommy, everything. Realize that? Okay, so it's very deceiving because it's only drawing, not the real picture. Okay, so how can you tell about B later? Now C, a popular Soviet ditties composed in, okay, it's just like, how is ditties like kind of songs, poem and things like that. How the collective farms have become prosperous. There used to be 33 farms and now there are 5. We fulfill the 5-year plan, and we are eating well. We ate all horses and are now chasing the dogs. Oh, commune, you commune of Satan. You seize everything, all in the Soviet cause. Obviously, this one is a very, okay, when I see this, I do not know whether it's a plus, minus, and neutral. Guys, you have to ask me, why must I have plus, minus, and neutral every time I look at the providence? Because this is called the first time this is the first time you look at the source. You have to put your judgment to decide whether this source is a positive towards Stalin, negative towards Stalin, or just a neutral to say that, okay, that's not involved, just a comment. So this is definitely, oh, okay, Rachel, you heard of the living. Okay, so this is, you see, after this one, actually I'm using here, okay, okay, sorry, for source B, it's definitely about collectivizations and the impact of the life. Well done, some of you will get it. Okay, and what else? I also choose economic, right? Somebody choose economic. Okay, I just saw somebody emerge. Yeah, the girl emerged out from nowhere to show that she's well taken care of due to the collectivization or maybe part of industrializations. Okay, so you see some of the words like I choose what else? Consolidate. Okay, strengthen. Yeah, these two supreme. Okay, so this one, what kind of impact do they have? Obviously, it's not. It's a very sarcastic. You say, had the collective farm. So collective farm means collectivization. I hit my 5 keywords already. So this one is talking about collectivization. Now you understand why. So I got some of my students, Uncle Raymond, how the hell I know before I read my sources? Straight away, you ask me to choose 5 keywords. So what happens if the 5 keyword I choose, it doesn't fall in any of these sources? Not possible. Definitely 1 or 2, or sometimes all of it jackpot, you will hit one. Then what is the point is, then myself don't call background information. True or not? This background information is the summary of all what you're going to say here. So I told the student, no way. Unless you choose word like tu, the, he, okay, or this, then please, I'm sorry to say, okay, you got problem selection. That means you do not know your history background work well or your contextual knowledge well. When I say choose 5 keyword means you should know. Straight away you see collectivization and industrialization, you straight away underline it. That is what I want to say. So this one definitely is collectivizations, okay? And this one is also another collectivizations. You say we fulfill the 5-year plan. Obviously, the 5-year plans can be both C and I. So I cut short form now. C stands for collectivization and I stand for industrialization. So the CI. So and we are eating well. Okay, what I mean by eating well here? Okay, we ate all horses and now chasing dogs. So all the horses has been eaten already. No more horse to eat. So we're eating the dogs now. So it shows that yes, this is where each and the impact of life of the people now each and I agree. So it's starvations. So which part of Soviet Union? 他没有讲. But do you agree now, each and that this is true or not? This DT, what they say, is it true? You will knock your head, yes, Uncle Raymond, it's true, because you know why you say it's true. Because just now all you read is all found in your textbook, in your contextual knowledge, so it won't go wrong. So you are not wrong to say that they are suffering from this impact of this supreme leader. So this who did all these things? Because I choose the word supreme. Supreme means the almighty God, almighty leader. Okay, so this is another one. D. Now, before we move on to D, you look at a Soviet joke from 1930s. So when I say a Soviet joke, so first thing I will say is negative. It won't be neutral, definitely. A joke can be a very nasty joke. A joke can be a joke that is really mocking and criticizing and defaming the leaders. Let's see. Okay, one day, Stalin decided to go to the cinema in disguise and hear what people are really saying about him. Very disguise that means he make himself spy. He want to test water to see whether people really like him or really people despise and hate him and going to get him to die. So when the newsreel comes on, the audience stand up and applaud each time Stalin appears on the scene. So every time when Stalin appear, okay, what happened? Stalin is pleased. Moderately, he himself stays seated. Okay, he's seated. After a few moments, the man next to him leans over and whispers, "Most people feel the same way you do, comrade, but you will be safer if you stand up." So you see, when people stand up, are being forced to stand up and crack. So Stalin was sitting down. So it's me, why should I stand up? But he was disguising, he wanted to test people. So he thought, he want to see whether people stand up because he's really loyal to him and stand up and show his, to clap because of his face. But this guy came and whispered to him and said, "Hey, bro, I think I know how you feel. You also don't like this guy, but I think it's better, it's safer that you stand up because people are watching you. If you don't stand up and clap, later you get it." And it's true, there are cases that the people are stand up, clap until the fella drop. So there was a source-based question. This manager clap halfway, he stopped. Tired, stop. Straight away behind got 2 Red Army or policemen came and arrest him. Should I not say arrest? Came and took him away. And the next day, he was not there as a manager already. So where he go, we don't know. So so does it live in fear? Is it live in respect, or is it live because they appreciate what he had done for Russia? So this is definitely negative. So how? Again, the keyword will be impact on the word great impact. So this impact is definitely, to me, is a negative. But this impact can be positive for this picture here. Okay, and it's all about the supreme leader. So I put supreme. I did not put leader. Supreme means I know. For me, I know it's the leader. Okay, now. So this one is another joke about what he's saying. Very sad. Nobody really like him, but forced to like him. Okay, so an account by an important factory manager in the 1950s on meeting Stalin. Okay, so this one, meeting Stalin, means he must say good thing about Stalin. He must say something good to please him, to make sure that to please him, not only please him, but to say something that is carrying his favor, to lead booking his book and say, you are very good. Maybe when I felt his handshake, it was like being struck by lightning. I hid my hand inside my clothes, got into the car and rushed home. Without stopping to answer my worried wife questions, I went to the cot where my small son was sleeping, stretched out my hand and rubbed his head with it so that he would feel the warmth of Stalin's touch. Wow. So what? You shake his hand is miracle. He can have the power, and then you touch your son, the son will become very, wow, so great, so wonderful. So obviously that means what? What does it mean? He's telling the world, this is 1940, the war already started already, okay? Hitler is advancing to Russia already, the war is going to start already. In fact, 1939 already, war started. So you see what this means. This is definitely positive already. So why? This is also impact. And this is still talking about the supreme leader. Okay, and this is how our dear friends is so proud that he finally got the chance to shake hands with Stalin. And you feel great that after shaking his hand, he get closer to him. Now nobody can touch me, okay? I shake hands with Stalin, no. I'm being well protected. Don't mess with me, okay? I will even do much better and do well for it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move on. So these are the questions just now. So I went through all the sources with you already, right? Okay, so these are the 3 questions. Okay, I think you all done before. This question is about Treaty of Versailles. Explain why the Germans consolidate the Treaty of Versailles to be explain why the German consider, not consolidate, sorry. Explain why the German consider the Treaty of Versailles to be unfair. So you have to write 8 points, give 2 points, not 8 points, 8 marks to give 2 points. Why do you think it's not? Okay, so I went through this I think in January, right, guys? Correct, huh? So I've been talking about this Treaty of TOB. I think, was it Howray or Ryans did this also? about this group of France, the leaders, how they see this Treaty of Versailles to be like, and how they made out the punishment against the Germans, and whether is it fair or unfair. So these questions you talk about maybe one part fair, one part not fair. Then this question is about League of Nations. You know, League of Nations started because of what happened. They want to protect the countries. They want to be fair to those countries that is weak, to protect them, to give them benefits and be more productive. Okay. Right. What else? Our League of Nations has limited success. In your textbook, there is these few countries. Right? Let me go and take my textbook. Hold on, guys. If you can bring your textbook along, put beside you. Okay, thanks. Okay, I found it. Can you turn to your textbook, page 21? Okay, page 21 of your textbook. There's the word in crisis, that unit 2. Okay, this book here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, this book here. All right. Are you all having this same book like what I'm holding here? Okay, page 21. Okay, if you the same, please thumbs up. Okay, page 21. Then you will know whether is it fair, what limited success they have done. Page 21 and 22 will tell you more on that. Okay, right. So next question is, this question is about the rise of the Nazis in Germany. We haven't touched on, so you can keep this question. But for Set 4 student, okay, just a quick one. Explain how Hitler's leadership abilities help him to rise his power. One of them will be his orator skill. One of them is able to persuade people to join the Nazis. The other one is, to me, I find that the rise of powers is leadership ability, rise power, because it take advantage of the weakness of Weimar government. Okay, for Set 3 student, you can just listen on because it may help you later on. For next month's lesson in April, we are doing Hitler. Okay, you will be the months of Hitler. Okay. Oh my goodness, I forgot to charge my laptop. Okay, it left 18%. Okay, so explain how leadership ability help him to rise to power. Set 3 student, if you really has finished your homework, whatever, you can go and type in the YouTube. There's this movie called Hitler. Okay, it will show you the start of how Hitler transformed himself, cut his mustache, draw the swastika sign, paint the Nazisms and show the salute, and how he went to jail, come out the book called The Minecraft, My Struggle, and how he rise to power, and how he was nearly being, not nearly, he was, they tried to assassinate him and he did not die. Okay, the whole thing is like a summary of what Hitler is, and the downfall, finally he commits suicide. It's a very long movie. I think it's about 2 hours plus or so. Okay, I show it to my students in my art school. Okay, initially it's very boring, seriously. I also there, oh my goodness, but halfway through it's so excited, but sad to say, it's only 2 periods. So you cannot see the whole entire, but just to give them an update of what it is. Okay. Now, any questions? If not, any questions so far? We have complete Treaty of Versailles. We have complete League of Nations. Okay, we have complete Stalin's. Well done. Thank you so much. And to those of you who have been with me for the past 3 months, I have to say that well done, guys. You have done a good job, and there will be a little surprise by the end of this month. My colleagues will inform you what is a surprise to be given to you, including Benny, who is listening. Okay. Okay. So thanks for that, this little appreciation from Jeff Learning Tuition and myself for not just only commit yourself, motivated at this timing to listen to me and hand in your homework. Very importantly, guys, is you need to hand in your homework. If you're not going to hand in your homework to me, I will not be able to gauge you how it is. Number one, we can't do exam here, as in 1.5 hours, I sit there and look at you on your camera and write. Okay, that will not be very productive. The surprise is a test, is it? No. That one is no surprise. That one I will tell you is an exam, like I was about to say. Okay, it's not a surprise test. The surprise is really good for it's a reward for you. Okay, the reward is not test again. Okay, it's a reward for you. Okay, definitely. Okay, no test. Okay, okay, where am I? Okay, oh, sorry, I suddenly lost track. What did I say? I really can't remember. Let me recall. What did I want to say is, oh, seriously, I really suddenly I just lost what I want to say. Anyway, this is a little reward for those of you who will continue with Uncle Ravens, and this will give it to you by end of the month. And next month will be about Hitler. And at the same time, I would say that I cannot spend time sitting there and watch you do your questions. It is good that you complete your homework and hand it to me on time, so that because Google Classroom has grading. So in case any of your parents or any whoever it is, they want to check how is my son progressing. So I have black and white to show them. Okay. Okay. There's student will tell me not on my online, my classroom. They say she did not do her test well, and she told me that actually I know how to do this test. That's the English test. Editing. I think some of you know editing. Okay, I did my editing. Then why? I follow your method, Uncle Raymond. Okay, about GPS, grammar, preposition, and structures. Then okay, what? But I got no time to finish. Why? Because the last two questions, I'm not sure whether is there a tick or no tick. You remember editing like express student. Then why? I taught you before, right? Yeah. But now the teacher very bad, came in late, so they never give me extra time. So it's partly your teacher fault and partly your time management fault. Yes, uncle, I need more practices for editing. Please tell my mom that I did practice. It's not because I'm lazy, because I don't know how to do. So I showed her mom some of her homework, okay, and things like that. So parents only see result, but then when the result come good, okay, never mind. When the result no good, because there are many factors that the students in the classroom did the test. There are many factors. Okay, because I'm an examiner before, I know there are factors where the person sweaty palm, really sweaty, the paper wet, start crying, and because it's halfway through already, time's running out. I have to take the paper and dry and give him the paper and calm her down. It's from another school, no? I was invigilating for another school. I got people injured, hit by car accident, came to school on drugs because of the medications. Okay, I have to take care of it. So there's a lot of factors that contribute during your exam. Butterfly in the stomach, cannot think well, cannot do anything well. How? So it's not that you guys don't know how to do. Nobody want to fail. Why? Because I want to share this, if you all don't mind. Okay, you are supposed to hand in this homework to me, okay? So if you don't want to hand in to me, then I got nothing to say. I always give my student 3 choices. Hand in homework, do half homework of it, or third one, you don't do anything. But then again, it still doesn't do justice to you, okay? Well, welcome to this one here. Now, what is this motivator about? Okay, just a quick one. Before you get A, B, and C, okay, A grade, B grade, C grade. Now, you know Stalin, Hitler, Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Prime Minister Tojo, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, Joe Biden's, anyone's. To me, these are all the great leaders. I wouldn't say Donald Trump is a bad president. Okay, in life, we always start with a DEF grades. DEF means fail. We want to have a C grade, but in a C grade, we start with an F. And what does this F for? So you see, Stalin, I will use Stalin now since we are talking about Stalin. Stalin definitely need to find a solution, need to fail with failure to get a C grade for the country. He need to start off something for Russia, USSR, to have a secret. So he might purchase a lot of things that is very secondhand and start to modify. Let's talk about China 30 years ago. Some of you, I'm not because some of you are from China or what. I'm a very pro-China person, okay, seriously, because my surname is Song, Tang Song Ye Min Qing, so the Song dynasty. I'm so proud of it. Hopefully, my ancestor is one of the emperor. Okay, but anyway, I'm very pro-China because I love China history so much. Seriously, okay, and I studied that. And not because of your China. And my ancestor come from China. And last week, Sec1 student, we are talking about, in English, we are talking about war. And one of the topic is about Opium War. So I thought some of the students don't know. I say, hey, you know what is Opium War? 老师 Uncle Raymond, 我当然知道啦。那个鸦片战争害死很多人，为了2个土地都没有了。哦，那哪2个土地没有呢？香港跟澳门。哦 ，OK。So you see, so in life, we have a C grade, meaning that we have a lot of failure to get a C grade. Okay. Then when you get the C grade, just like Stalins and anybody, when you get a C grade, just like China, 30 years ago, they also start off with things that China product, don't buy lah, forget it lah. Please, what 熊猫牌 camera? Hey, don't. Go and buy Nikon camera better. It's true, no? Today now, you see, Huawei, Oppo, in my handphone is Oppo, okay? I'm from Samsung, change to Oppo, no? I've been changing 2 or 3 times of Oppo, and the charging is so nice and good, okay? Okay, my laptop is Lenovo, also made from China. It's only my car so far don't have, okay? So when you are done with secret, you are very excited to go for the E. What is this E? Now, this E stands for efficient and effective and excellent. Then you say, Uncle, hold on, sorry. I'm not interested in all these things. I'm a history student. How can this related to history, or how can it related? In fact, this one can relate to everything. I use this for everything. Okay. And recently I'm taking a strategy course for my SMU course, and it's not about strategy. Now, is Stalin a very efficient? Listen, class, listen, write it down if you think it's good, because I find it's good. Is Stalin an efficient leader, or is Stalin an effective leader? Is Stalin an efficient leader with an effective plan? Or is Stalin an effective leader with an efficient plan? Get it? So that he make it USSR very excellent. So you confuse efficient leader, effective plan, or effective leader, efficient plan. To me, I would say that I would prefer to use Stalin is a very efficient leader with a very effective master plan, which is the collectivizations and the industrialization. He's very efficient because he is able to use the 5M correctly. The management, that is those general, the manpower, which is all the workers, the material, which is all the raw material in ORE, and also the machines that he makes, and finally how he generates the profit using the money to buy more things. So that is how he makes himself an excellent supreme leader. How can this B grade referring to you? Some of you might get a C grade, okay? And that's why I come for history lesson. You want to get a B grade. And when you taste the success of C grade, you will never want to go back down to D grade, E grade, or F grade. But you need the C grades to start off to find a solution. Now I've been failing so much. I need to improve myself to B grade. Well done. You did it. Excellence. So now you want to have A grade, and you must have the D. Guys, I'm not sure whether you agree with me. The D is very important because this is what it is. You have to devote your time, right? You must have the desire, and finally you have the discipline. I may be not so right person, even though I complete my national service. NS need discipline. I'm an SMOE teacher, also needs discipline. And I'm also an ex-discipline teacher. Now I'm in the police force, also must need discipline. So everything in life needs discipline. How can this be used in Stalin? Stalin devote his time to give the 5-year plans to make sure this collectivization, industrializations, because he has the desire to see USS to be back to the same equal path as what Yi Chen or Ray Chen was saying, that he want to be on equal path. And it's true. Later, you see when the Cold War, the US was very surprised. Oh my God, I'm going to face another big guys, and it's called the polar bear Russia. It's so big because Russia is enough to have such a disciplined force to bring the forces to help China and North Korea to fight against the South Korea during the Korean War. Russia can supply all the weapons to North Korea. So in life, you see, the first 5 years of life, gentlemen, your mommy has devoted her time, right, Benny? If you are listening, devoted her time, okay, when you are a baby, devoted her time taking care of you, feeding you in the middle of the night, whether rain or shine. She disciplined herself, even though no matter how tired she is, or how sick she is, or maybe her menses come, and then she also, with the pain, she wake up and feed you, because she has a desire to make you a very strong, healthy, wonderful, awesome leader. I'm teaching leader in this class. I'm not teaching student in this class, because I want the A grade students in terms of mentality and heart, not in terms of A grade for your academic result. I'm sorry. Because that one, when you write that time, it all depends on how much you write. But I can train you to have a mentality and a heart to have A grade. Once you have this, you have the discipline, then you can have A grade for whatever you do. No point a student get A grade for history, but you sucks in your grade in C or D or E in your EQ. That is not a leader. Yes, you can say Stalin got D and E, but his A grade is to make the whole entire Russia. You cannot please everyone, right? If you know that some teachers in the class cannot please everyone, no matter how good this teacher is, you cannot please everyone. No matter how good a leader in a country, you cannot please anyone. Okay, if you say Lee Kuan Yew is so good, Lee Hsien Loong is so good, how come there's opposition party? Right? Seriously, in your CCA, okay, not everyone's will like everyone's. Some will have a C grade attitude or D grade or even an A grade. Okay, I teach football in my ex school. Okay, everyone want to be a striker, everyone to score, but some of their attitude is C grade. Some of them are A grades, top student, no? Yeah, you guess what? When you strike my opponent, you can still, sorry, no hard feeling. Is it painful? I'm sorry. Who will do that? Okay, so remember, guys, Stalin and Hitler devote their time. Hitler also has the desire to make Germany strong, because why? Hitler want to be the top Aryan race. Yes, sure, you can leave. It's ending already, but just a quick one. Okay, just a quick one before that. I just want to show you some of the answer in case. Just a quick one. Let me see, I can show. Okay, so just this is the answer here. Okay, I can conclude from source A. I can conclude from source A that Soviet were arrested and killed. So two inference. Okay, just a quick one. Then the B is also, I will show the 5 to 6 mark. Sorry, Arayson, give me a 1 minute. Source B was drawn to convince the Soviet civilians. Okay, so remember the answer here, the CMAO. Okay, why? All right, then next one here, same thing, 4 to 5 marks. Okay, here, the message of source A is to mock. You see the word mock. Okay, to remember the DT song. Then the last one here. Okay, both sources C and D, right, are similar. Then both sources D are different. And then source C suggests. Okay, remember all these things. And then here you see source E and C are different in terms of view, their tones. Okay, and source E view positive light. Okay, so this source I explained. Okay, that's all. Okay, so thank you, Rui Chen.